Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Before we hop into the review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description if you want to know the channel works and all that good stuff. It's going to be down in the description. Today we are looking at the album ZABA by Glass Animals. And this is the album cover. ZABA is the debut album for Glass Animals. It's got 11 songs on it. They're all like full-length songs, so it's a solid amount of music. Maybe like 45 minutes. I'm not exactly sure. 40 minutes, I don't know. Some of the songs in this thing are kind of long. Black Mambo and Pools are both they're both just under 5 minutes long. And none of the songs in this thing are super duper short. There is a song on here called In Trucks, which is kind of like an interlude type thing, which is like just music. It might have some lyrics, I don't know, I don't remember. I just know that most of that song is musical. And it's probably the shortest song, but it's just under 3 minutes, so no super duper short songs on this thing. This album was kind of a commercial and slightly critical success for the band, and critics were generally pretty favorable towards this album. And commercially, it had the song Black Mambo and Gooey. Gooey especially is the band's most popular song, and it got plenty of airplay on alternative radio, and just was a significant song for the band, a significant hit for the band. Just like Glass Animals' sophomore album, How to Be a Human Being, their debut is a concept record. The concept of this album is, it's all got a jungle vibe, an exotic, like African jungle vibe. That's the entire album is. The lyrics are all references to like, the music you can hear like animals moving around and like leaves rustling in trees, and you just literally feel like you're in a jungle. And the music and the imagery and the lyrics is all directed towards this jungle vibe, this exotic jungle vibe. And you also get that from the album cover. So they really do go pretty hard on the concept. Kind of like the Eagles and Desperado, how it's all supposed to make you feel like you're in the Wild West with the lyrics and the music and the album cover. Same thing with this, except you're in a jungle. An exotic jungle, like an exotic African jungle or whatever. And it's pretty cool. The vocals go hand in hand with the lyrics on this album, and the vocals on this album are kind of hypnotic, kind of seductive, and kind of sleazy. Along with the lyrics and the imagery, a lot of it is just kind of sleazy and a little, I don't know, man. It's interesting what they do on this album, and with the way the songs are sung, and a lot of the lyrics are kind of gibberish. They're kind of abstract, they're kind of random, and they're literally just things that sound kind of hypnotic. And they sound kind of, seductive and all that kind of stuff. And the way the guy sings it, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding weird, but that's what they go for on like all of these songs. A lot of references to nudity throughout the album, a lot of references to love, and just the way he says words is like in a seductive way. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird to be talking about it. It's a little bit weird to listen to as well, because a lot of the lyrics are really kind of abstract, and they're just kind of these random, strange, weird lyrics that just kind of go along with the general theme of hypnotic and seductive and stuff like that, but not really concrete, not really meaning anything specifically. Musically and lyrically, these tracks are pretty consistent, especially lyrically. Literally every single song on this album goes for that theme on the lyrics. That's literally every single song on this album. You don't have any different ideas thrown around. You don't have any different ideas or concepts. It's all the same thing. It's the lyrical content of one song can be said of the entire project. And musically, most of these songs do sound, a lot of them kind of bleed together, and they're easy to forget. They don't stick out. They're not memorable because they're not different from each other. They have a lot of the songs in this thing sound really similar. There are some exceptions. Some of the songs get a little bit more exciting, a little more energetic and upbeat. Like especially the song Pools, that's a big standout because of just how big and epic and fast-paced it is. And then you have songs like Walla Walla and Flip. But a lot of these songs are just kind of slow, and like I said, with the seductive, hypnotic vocals and lyrics, and they're just kind of have almost like an R&B kind of feel, but like jungle, exotic jungle R&B, which is kind of weird. But that's really... this album is exotic jungle R&B for the most part, with the lyrical content and the slow-moving music, all that kind of stuff. With all that being said, I really don't love ZABA. I really don't love this album. Musically, this album is very well produced. It just sounds really great. I mean, I can't think of a single song on here that sounds bad. I think the production is very high quality. It's very good for the concept. They really play through the concept, and they really do it very, very well. And you really feel like you're in a jungle, that you get that vibe from all of these songs. And the music is just really, it's really well made. It's really well produced. I really enjoy the more upbeat, energetic songs that I already mentioned. I like those a lot better than the slower songs. But some of the slower songs work very well as well, like Gooey, especially with the imagery on Gooey, and just... and I have to say, vocally, this album is really good. The lead singer of Glass Animals has a really original, interesting voice, and he just does a fantastic job on this record. His singing is, like I said, hypnotic, is what he goes for, and it's like surreal. He does a fantastic job, and the lyrical content really does boost that very well. The very abstract, weird lyrics really work very well with his vocals, just saying almost gibberish, but just gibberish that sounds good, especially with his voice. And so, musically, vocally, this is a really good album, and the lyrics do serve a purpose, and they do serve their purpose pretty well. What I don't like about this album is that lyrically there's absolutely nothing mature or interesting, or really all that interesting, or there's no different themes, or you know, all the songs are the same. And that's another problem with I have this musically and lyrically. The problem I have with ZABA is the sameness. Basically, one song represents all the songs, except some of the songs are more upbeat and energetic, like I mentioned. But really, the lyrical content is just the same. There's no really interesting themes or concepts or whatever. Like How to Be a Human Being had really interesting lyrical concepts, had lots of different interesting lyrics and stories and everything. And this one doesn't. It's all the same story told 11 times. And musically, some of the slow songs, they're just not all that fun or enjoyable. I can acknowledge they're very well made, they just aren't that enjoyable. They're not that fun, they don't sound that cool. Yeah, with all that being said, this is a very well produced album, very well sung album. The lyrics do serve a purpose. I just don't love the sameness of this album. Lyrically, really not all that interesting of a record, not all that great. Musically, it's the same thing over and over again. Lyrically, the same thing over and over again. I'm going to give this album a 3.5 star rating out of 5. Thank you for watching the video. What's your favorite Glass Animals song? Have a great rest of your day.